Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we'll be building an AI agent which is responsible for handling appointment bookings. And we'll be building this on Flowise, and also we'll be using cal.com's APIs. So this is how the flow is going to look like. So these agents are going to communicate with cal.com's APIs to handle appointment bookings. So we'll see how that works. So before we jump into this, I just want to quickly show you a small demo. Right, so this is how the bot when it's embedded. So I'm running everything on local. I'll show you how everything works. So if I click on book appointment, so it's going to ask me for my name, email, and preferred date for appointment. Let's go for tomorrow. So as soon as I do this, it's going to fetch all the available slots that's available tomorrow. That's on January 12th. So today is January 13, as you can see here. And tomorrow it understood that it's January 14, and I'll show you how we can inject the correct time from our client side. I'll show you that. So these are the available timings, and let me pick 6 a.m. slot, maybe 6 a.m. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it says it's asking me to confirm the appointment. So my name and the date, which is tomorrow, January 14, at 6 a.m. Right, and the email which I provided at this one. So if I click on yes, it's gonna go ahead and book the appointment for me. So as it says, your appointment has been successfully booked for tomorrow, January 14 at 6 a.m. And email has also been sent to your to your email address for confirmation. So let me see my cal.com. Let me go here and refresh this. Yeah, you can see here an appointment has been booked between me and Manoj. So this is actually my own calendar that I'm trying to test here. So 6 a.m. to 6:30. So the appointment is perfect. So if I even open the my Google Calendar here, you can see here at 6 a.m., 6 to 6:30, an event has been registered. So this is working fine. So this is how it works. Of course, there's only one feature currently, which is it only takes the bookings, and of course you can extend it. You can add rescheduling feature, and also you can add the cancellation feature as well, all within the same bot. But I just added the one which is important. And let's go here. So let's go to our flow, and I'll show you how everything works and how everything is tied up. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So we have two agents here. I'll go from the beginning. So this is start node. As usual, this is the beginning of our agents, and I'm using chat OpenAI LLM for this, and I'm using 4.0 mini, I think, which is sufficient for this, and zero point 0.5 as temperature. And for agent memory, I'm using MySQL memory. Like I said, everything I'm running in local, so I've connected to my local MySQL database. And in state, if I open this, there's only one state which is available slot, which is basically responsible to store all the available slots for a specific date. I'll show you how we use it. And then over here, I have a condition agent. In case if I want to extend this and add multiple other features like rescheduling and cancellation, I can do this here. So right now I just only have one feature, which is to take bookings. So if I open this up, I'll show you what it looks like. The system prompt, an expert appointment booking routing system, and then based on the intent, you can it just redirects to different endpoints. As you can see, I just have only two conditions here. And then if I go back and click on condition, You can see here, if the condition is book, it leads to the book endpoint. Otherwise, it goes to the end, which is the default one. So this is how it looks like. So this is the book endpoint, and we have two agents here. So the first one is gather info before booking appointment, and then the other one is book appointment. So this agent, as the name says, it's responsible for gathering information like name, email address, and the preferred date on which the user want to book their appointment. And then once it gathers the detail, it passes it down to the actual booking appointment agent right here. So the reason why I separated these two is because I wanted to introduce this human in the loop requirement, where before actually confirming the appointment, uh, before booking the appointment, we want the agent to confirm with the user with all the details that they have provided, like name, email, and the date, right? If you don't have that, it will just directly go ahead and book the appointment, and this is quite suspicious, and user is not really aware of what just happened, right? So that just gives the user a clear idea on what's exactly happening. So that's why I separated them into two different agents. Of course, you can, instead of this agent, you can also involve an LLM node, and it's connected to a tool, and then that tool is connected to save booking. I'll explain this tool in a second, but yeah, this is how the flow looks like. So we have two main agents here. One is responsible to gather information, and the other one actually goes ahead and books the appointment. And then the first one, gathering information, is actually connected to a tool which basically gets all the slots, available slots, for the preferred date, which was selected by the user. Let me show you this from the agent. So this is how the system prompt looks like. So it's responsible to for gathering these information, and then we clearly say that after getting all the available information, you need to get all the available slots using this tool, retrieve free slots from database, and then convert this to appropriate format so that it's easier for user to read, because otherwise the response which is returned in sorry the response that we get from the cal.com, uh, it's not in the human readable format. So we're asking it to format it correctly, and then so that user can pick the appropriate slot. And once all of this is done, your job is to just pass this information to the book appointment agent. So this is how we specify this. And then if I go here, open this tool, this connected tool, retrieve free slots from database. So this is where we actually make the request, a get request to our cal.com's API. As you can see, it makes a request to this endpoint called slots available, and then it passes the start time, end time, and the event type. Basically, I've tied it to a specific event type, which is of like 30 minutes meeting, and then the time zone. And we are actually reading the time zone from the variable. I'll talk about this variable in a second, but which is quite important in this flow. But apart from that, yeah, this is how it looks like. So we are going to make a get request. We are passing the API key in the authorization, the headers, and then once everything's done, we're getting the response and passing it back to our agent, right? So if I go back here, it gets the response, and then if I open it here, yeah, we get it. And then opening it, so you've already seen the system prompt. I'm also adding a small human prompt here. It says today's date and time, just the client current time. I'm injecting a variable here again, uh, client current time. So this is how we exactly get the exact time of the user using the bot, right, the agent. So we do that by overriding the config from our bot script. I'll show you that how it works. So that's the secret behind it able to quickly recognize and accurately recognize the time, and based on that it takes decision. So it knows what tomorrow means and today. So it knows the date and time exactly, so that it can come up with the appropriate date. So once we have gathered all the available slots. We have gathered user information, and we have also gathered the available slots. We then go ahead and pass it to our book appointment agent. So this is when if I open this, so it says you are an appointment booking agent, and then using these information, right? You just have to go ahead and use this tool called Save Booking, and then once it's done, just confirm the status of that operation. So if I close this up, so this agent is connected to a tool which is called Save Booking. So this is responsible to make a request to our cal.com APIs to confirm the booking, right? So if I open this up, it says responsible for saving appointment slot, and it expects name, start date, and email of the user. So once we gather all of this, we are just making another post request to cal.com's API, just a slash booking. This is the endpoint. And once we do that, we get the response back. And then we just pass that back to our agent so that it can parse it and show it to the user. So here, as you can see, these are the details which we are expecting, like name, start, and email. We are getting this name, email, and time zone, and the start date. So start date is basically the date of the start time, basically the start time of the appointment. So if you remember in the demo, I picked the 6 a.m. slot, right? So if the start basically is that 6 a.m. value, so it's going to use that 6 a.m. and then it's going to convert that into ISO format. It's going to basically convert that into UTC format. So this is how it looks like start, and then time zone. Again, I'm relying on the time zone from the client, which we are going to override from our bot script. So we've seen two variables, which was one was the current time, and then the second one is the time zone of the user. So these two values, we're actually getting it from the client, so that we can use it appropriately to manage the bookings, right? And I'll show you how we can do that. So once this is done, we're going to save the appointment, pass it back to this agent, and then let's see what's inside here. Yeah, available slots. So this available slots was saved here, and then it passed down here. So then this confirms the booking, and then once it's done, it's going to format it, and then it says the booking is done. Check your email for confirmation. Yeah, this is how the entire flow works, basically. And let me show you how we override the variables, right? So if you're still confused, let me actually brief you about why we need specific variables, right? Dedicated variables in this case. So imagine I'm from India, trying to book an appointment, right? So I need to see the date, the available slots in my time zone. And let's say some other user is from a different country, and they want to book an appointment. And in that case, they would like to see the available time slots in their time zone. So here, the time zone of the user, which is who's using the bot, it's really important. So we need that information from the client side. We can't uh, run everything within our custom tool, because it sits on the server. So when we run any kind of JS function inside this our custom tool, everything is going to be executed on our server. So all the time zone is it's always going to be the same, because our server is the same thing always. So that gives us inconsistent data, right? So we need the time zone and the current time from the client, and I'll show you how we can get it, right? If I go back here and then go back to variables, so these are the two variables that I am relying on from the client. So this is the client current time, which is the time here, and then the client time zone, Asia Calcutta. This is my current time and time zone. I've hard coded it right now. Basically, we're going to override it whenever we run this bot. Right, I'll show you how the bot script looks like. If I go here, yeah, this is the bot. As you can see, I think this part is familiar. You're familiar with this. The only part where we are trying to override is this one, chat flow config, and then vars, and then this is the variable, and this is the object we're trying to pass here. So the client time zone, it's going to run this on the client side, and then it's going to get the correct time zone, and then the client current time as well to get the correct time. So if I just go ahead and run these two on my console, right, on my browser console, let me open this, inspect console. As you can see, it gives me my current time zone, my, and then if I run the same thing, this one over here, and it gives me the correct time, um, and also the time zone here, it is GMT plus 5:30, right? So these two values are being sent whenever we initiate the bot for the first time. So whenever you initiate this, it's going to run these two on the browser and then get the value, and then based on this, we just pass this value to our agents so that it exactly knows what the time and the time zone of the user is. So this is how we override the values, and which is quite tricky to figure out, but once it's done, I think it's very simple. And this is exactly how we can pass any kind of value from client to our agent. So once we do this, and yeah, we pass these variables from here, and then we just pick it up inside our agent, inside our agent flow. If I go here, and then yeah, if you go here, you can use this value dollar $vars dot and the key name. So this is how we override values and then pass data from our client side to our agent. Yeah, I'll also show you in practice. Let me open this up. So you've seen in the demo in the initial part of the video that I stay in the same time zone and then I book it. So both are in IST, Indian Standard Time. So that works fine. I'm using this. There's a second bot here. So I'm going to tweak this a little bit. So I'm using America slash Chicago time zone, and this is the time that I'm going to be specifying it. Let's say this is the current time. Let me go back to my bot here and see how that works. Right? How different the time zones and time slots the user would see who's booking from America. Right. Let's open this bot here, and I'm running the second bot, test bot 2, and let's see, book appointment, and it's asking me for my name, email, and the preferred date, right? So and let's see what slots I get for tomorrow. So when I say tomorrow, it should actually pick when is it? So I've specified 13th, so it should look for slots available for 14th. Yeah, so you can see it's given me all the slots for 14th. So you can see these things. These slots are in the different time zone, not in IST. And let me try to convert this. Let's try to pick the 9 a.m. and see what 9 a.m. translates to IST here. So the 9 a.m. CST is equivalent to 8:30 p.m. IST. So if the user is trying to book an appointment for 9 a.m. CST, so in my calendar there should be an appointment booked for 8:30 p.m. in my time. So let's go for 9 a.m. Okay. Yep. It says, would you like to proceed with this saving the booking at 9 a.m. CST? See, this is perfectly correct for the name and the email. And if I click on yes, let's wait for it. Okay, the appointment has been booked for January 14 at 9 a.m. and an event confirmation has also been sent. Let me check my cal.com. Let me refresh this. Yep, as you can see, an appointment has been booked from anonymous 8:30 to 9 slot. If I check my calendar here, yep, from 8:30 to 9. Yes, this works perfectly fine. So all the time zone conversion is also working perfectly fine. So this is how we do it. We basically get the current time and time zone from the client. We override it from our agent side and then pass it to our agent. So it knows exactly what time and the time zone the user is in, and based on that, it's going to get all the slots and confirm the booking. So this is how we assemble this agent. And again, of course, you can extend this. You can add more features like rescheduling and cancellation and confirmation, and probably if they want to get their details, you can also call the get booking endpoint. The possibilities are just endless. So this is just a quick demo of how we can use Flowise plus the cal.com's APIs in order to build an agent which is responsible for appointment bookings. Yep, I think this was very quick and hope it was valuable. And before wrapping up this video, uh, I would like to share all the resources that I've used in this video in the description section. So you can go ahead and download and start playing with it. Yep, and that's it. I'll see you in another video. Until then, bye bye.